Hello everyone, this is day 54 of Polity Daily Drill. Let's begin. First question, how many of the following is or are against the unitary features in the Indian Constitution? Please read the question again. It says against the unitary features, meaning how many of these are federal features? So we know very well there are certain federal features of the Indian Constitution like dual polity, division of power, a written constitution, right? Then we have the supremacy of the constitution, then independent judiciary, bicameral legislature, of course, also the rigidity of the federal provisions in the constitution. These are the federal features. The remaining are unitary features, right? So here we have unitary features like single citizenship, integrated judiciary. So these are concepts which are against or which are in favor of unitary features and against federalism. The question says how many of the following is or are against the unitary features in the Indian Constitution? 1, 2 and 4. C. Only 3 is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following government initiatives align with the objectives of the DPSP in the Indian Constitution? Number 1, abolishing the privy purses for former princes. So we know very well that these princes who joined India or became a part of India were promised an annual pension called the privy purse. They were also given a tag, a title of what? Raj Pramukh. Of course, through the 7th Amendment Act of 1956, when we reorganized the country, this tag of Raj Pramukh was abolished, and later on in the 1970s, Indira Gandhi also abolished privy purse. So, what principle or which initiative aligns with the objectives of DPSP? The first one, does it? Yes, of course, Article 38. That's the whole concept of Article 38. The idea of minimizing inequalities in income, inequalities in status, inequalities in facilities, and also opportunity, right? So in 1971, in pursuance of this, through the 26th Amendment Act, when we abolished the concept of privy purse, this means what? This means that we try to achieve the objective of Article 38, ensuring that we minimize inequalities in income, status, and facilities. So 1 is correct. Number 2, removing the right to property from the list of fundamental rights to lessen economic inequality. Is this correct? Yes, of course. Article 39 talks about these things only, that we have to somehow have our policies in such a fashion that it reduces the concentration of wealth, plus the resources of the country should be distributed so as to subserve the common good, and hence this deletion of right to property from fundamental rights was a step in that direction. 2 is also correct. Number 3, promoting Khadi Gramodyog. So see, Article 43 says the same thing, and what is it? To promote cottage industries on an individual or cooperative basis in rural areas. So, Khadi and village industry boards, Khadi and village industries commissions, small scale industries boards, national small industries corporations, these handicraft boards, coir boards, silk boards, handloom boards, so on and so forth. They have been set up for the development of cottage industries in rural areas. 3 is also correct. So, which of the following? All 3. D is the right answer. Moving on to question number 3. Consider the following statements regarding UAF, Universal Adult Franchise. The Constituent Assembly established that every citizen aged 18 and above has a right to vote without any discrimination based on caste, race, religion, sex, literacy, wealth, etc. Absolutely correct is the second part. What is not correct here is this age, because originally the Constituent Assembly had proposed the voting age to be minimum 21 years, not 18. We made it 18 through the 61st Amendment Act of the year 1988. So 1 is wrong. Number 2, The objective of UAF is to enhance the self-respect and prestige of the common people. See, the introduction of UAF by the constitution makers was a very bold experiment, so as to say, and also highly remarkable in the view of the very vast size of the country. So one thing or one challenge was of course size, and also, I mean, huge population, and we had issues of poverty, issues of illiteracy, and of course lot of social inequality as well. And beyond all these, besides all these issues, yet we promised that everyone will get the right to vote was a great achievement. And yes, UAF makes democracy more broad based, enhancing the self respect and prestige of common people, upholding the principle of equality, enables minorities also to protect their interests, and opens up new hopes and vistas for weaker sections. That's also correct. So, 2 is correct. Number 3, UAF upholds the principle of equality and ensures a responsible government. Now, see, first part is of course correct. UAF upholds the principle of equality. But ensuring a responsible government, I'm not sure how UAF can ensure a responsible government, because there is no direct link, right? It upholds democracy, but ensuring a responsible government may not always be possible. So 3 is wrong. So which of the above statements is or are not correct? C. 1 and 3 are not correct. Moving on to question number 4. Which of the following accurately describes the UCC? What is UCC? UCC simply is a set of laws applicable to all the citizens regardless of their religion. Article 44. Okay. So a set of laws applicable to all citizens regardless of their religion. Yes, this is what is UCC, the right answer. Other options have to be wrong. Let's read them nevertheless. A set of laws applicable to all citizens regardless of their caste or gender, not really. Set of laws applicable to all citizens regardless of their political authority and status, not really. And a set of laws uniformly enforced across all states in India, no. This is not what is UCC. A is UCC. And the last question for today. Consider the following types of institutions. Institutions entirely funded by the state, institutions managed by the state but established through an endowment or trust, institutions recognized by the state, institutions receiving financial support from the state. In how many of these institutions is religious instruction allowed on a voluntary basis? So Article 28 tells us that there are 3 types of educational institutions vis-a-vis providing religious instruction. So the ones which are entirely funded by the state, there is no possibility of voluntary or otherwise religious instruction being provided. And then there is the second category, wherein either it's the institutions which are recognized by the state or those which receive financial support. In both of these, yes, the school or college can provide for religious instruction and it is completely voluntary. However, if there is any institution which is established through an endowment or trust, there religious instruction can be made mandatory, and in case you don't want to be a part of that religious instruction or teaching, you will have to leave the school or college as per the authorities there. So this also is not voluntary. So 3 and 4 voluntary. Article 28, what's the right answer? B, only 2. This brings us to an end of our discussion for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Till then, that's all for me. Jai Hind.